come to America, and it's crazy. First of all, I talk about this on stage as a stand-up now. I go, parents didn't spend any time with their kids. They didn't feel any guilt when the kid was sitting in front of the TV all day. Now, if my kid's in front of the TV too much, even if I'm exhausted, I'm like, come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's go read. Let's go for a walk, whatever. My parents didn't care. They were upstairs. I was downstairs. I'm sitting in front of a TV, and I'd watch, it was endless. It was like Leave It to Beaver, Woody Woodpecker, Bugs Bunny, Popeye. I mean, it was like 4 or 5 hours a day. So I think that stuff definitely inspired me to want to do some of these things.
Right. So did you do it as a kid?
No, as a kid, I just probably, one of the
high
things,
school?
One of the things I would do is I think that I liked comedy. I liked funny.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of friends that were funny. I also probably felt like, I bet you I felt that you could win friends by being funny. I like doing voices.
Yeah.
I would always be singing some songs. If somebody said like, hey, how you doing? I'd be like, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Just goofy, But I remember there's 3 things I've analyzed this. Like this is part of your life as you get older. You go, with comedy and what you do, you go, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's what I did that. And why did I do that? So I used to do 3 things, I think, to make friends. So you got to realize you come from another country to America. You don't know anybody. Now you're in the school and you're trying to make friends. And some of these kids know each other from the past few years. You're totally new to this, this place. The good news was that I'd gone to an international school in Iran, so I spoke English pretty well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but I was a good athlete. So when it came to kickball or whatever, that helps. Hey man, I was good at kickball.
That was your sport?
That was my sport. Soccer was my sport. But still, I think that helped me make friends. The other thing that helped me make friends was I had a sweet tooth, and again back then parents did not care. So I'd go grocery shopping with my mom, and she would have one cart with all of the stuff we needed for the house, and then I would have one cart with Twinkies and Ho-Hos and Snickers and you name it. Oh my God. And I would take some of this.
Greatest mom in the world.
Dude, they didn't care. They just totally, they didn't know. I used to ride my bike to McDonald's like 5 miles alone. Nobody cared. I just go get
I used to do that too.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, but I would take some of those sweets to school, and I'd be giving out Starbursts or whatever. So I learned early on to bribe my way to friendships.
You're the sugar dealer.
I was a sugar dealer. So it was sports, sugar dealing, and being funny. I think those 3 things really helped me kind of adjust to America.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When did you start performing then?
I started performing when I was, I think I was 12 years old.
Okay.
So at the time, I'd become a big fan of Eddie Murphy's. Loved him on Saturday Night Live. Again, going back to parents, I'm 9 or 10 years old, whatever that is, when Eddie Murphy is on Saturday Night Live, I should be sleeping. Like my 10-year-old right now, if he's up past 9, my wife starts freaking out. She's like, you need your sleep.
Unless they're in Montreal, and they go watch Daddy drunk
exactly.
on stage.
Yeah. Well, it's just time zones. They just need 12 hours of sleep. But my mom, I don't think they cared. So I'd be downstairs in my room with I had a little black and white TV, and I'd be watching Saturday Night Live or whatever it was, or Evening at the Improv or what have you. And then Eddie Murphy had a tape that came out called, I think it was Eddie Murphy Comedian.
Okay.
We'd listen to that. He'd do his joke about the Pope Mobile and all. It was before Delirious. So we loved it. I fell in love with what he was doing. I go, that's what I want to do. And so I wanted to be, he got on SNL at 19. And I go, I want to get on SNL even younger than that. So that was one of my things.
Wow.
So I'm doing voices. I'm doing different things. Big fan of Peter Sellers, Inspector Clouseau. So that was kind of the place where the interest got launched. And then in 7th grade, we had a musical, The Boyfriend, and I go, let me go audition for this thing. So I go out to audition, and I get the part of one of the backup singers, dancers, whatever. And one thing that happened, and I just realized this recently. Now I come from an immigrant background. I come from a culture where respect for your elders is big. Mm-hmm. So whereas I would see my American friends maybe talk back to their parents, I didn't dare talk back to my parents. I'm sure I did sometimes, and I probably got smacked by my mom, but for the most part, respect for elders was big. So I remember one of the things that they taught us early on in the musical world, they said, when you're on stage and you're singing and dancing, you should always be smiling. So I go, okay. And so one day I came to rehearsals and I was sick. And I told the director, her name was Shirley Bonbright. I go, Miss Bonbright, I'm under the weather today, but I'm here. I want to be here. I want to be a part. I'm not going to skip out on rehearsals. Oh, good for you. That's great. I'm on stage. I'm sick, but I'm singing and dancing and smiling. And then she stops the whole rehearsals. And this is where listening to your elders comes in. I think whereas all the other kids didn't take her word as you know,
as rules, law.
as law. I realize that you have to do what she says. You know, respect your elders, listen to what they say.
Yeah.
She's the director.
Right.
So she stops the whole rehearsal. Everybody stop. Everybody, you look at him. Look at him. He's sick. He's here today, and he's smiling, and he's dancing. You all should learn from him. And I think that really made me feel confident.
Hell yeah.
So from there, I just kept going with it. So the next year, I got the lead in the musical. 8th grade, I was Little Abner in Little Abner. And then I went to high school, and we had a great acting department there, and I did all that.
I feel like I've had some people from Marin County on the podcast that said the same thing. There's a lot of acting up there.
Probably, yeah. I think it's very, you know, San Francisco, I think, has a very hippie, liberal culture where I'm sure acting is
encouraged.
Encouraged.